In the Gold Prayer Book, please turn to page 34. And if you have the white binder, please turn to the first page titled Kadampa Center Prayers. And we'll begin by chanting the Shakyamuni Buddhist mantra 3 times. Te ata om mune mune mahamunaye soha. Te ata om mune mune mahamunaye soha. Te ata om mune mune mahamunaye soha. And the Medicine Buddha stanza and mantra are on the blue sheet if you have the white binder. So let's say the mantra 7 times after we say the stanza. Bhagawan with equal compassion for all, whose name, when merely heard, dispels the suffering of the lower realms, dispeller of disease and the 3 poisons, I prostrate to Medicine Buddha, lapis light. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Now let's read the 4 measurables underneath there. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. I turn to page 37. And toward the bottom of the page, you see 4 Immeasurables chanting version. So we'll chant that in Tibetan. And if you have the white binder, it's the words by the music notes. Senchen che dewa dong dewe gyu dong den par gyu chi dung yao dong dung yao gi gyu dong dwe war gyu chi dung yao be pe dewa dam mi de war gyu chi Yering cha dam yi dan dewe tan yom la ne bar gyu chi. Now let's chant the 2 mantras below that. Chenrezig's mantra 8 times. He's the Buddha of great compassion. And then Green Tara's mantra 7 times. She's a deity of enlightened activity. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Taritu Taritu Re Soha. 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 Thank you. The children are welcome to go to their class.
Good morning. Good morning. Please, would you mind to take maybe a few minutes to introduce to yourself, each other, please?
wonderful day.
Oh, very good. Yeah. How are you? Oh, what is it?
It's a couple weeks late.
Huh?
These are the books that you wanted me to wait to
Okay,
get to.
okay, okay.
But I want to say good morning.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, Geshe? Do you know what mantra that is? And that?
People enjoy talking.
That's our cat.
Oh. Thank you. Sorry for interrupting wonderful conversations, but not much time here. There must be the one questions.
Yeah, that one actually came in over the internet, so I don't know if that
So
question is yours.
what is the word? What the meaning of the word?
How can Buddhism survive couples? How can Buddhism help couples survive infidelity?
What is
So
infidelity?
infidelity is like sexual misconduct with another person.
Oh, yeah. Contribution, please. Contributions. Yeah, that was it.
The question is-
people chance to talk.
How can Buddhism help couples survive infidelity?
Yeah, very good. Yeah. No pressure. Please contribute. No pressures. So,
Forgiveness?
yeah.
Echo's got some.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I kind of do. Wait.
Yeah. Very good.
I remember like this quote.
Mm.
Hi.
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
this. I remember this quote, and it was on This American Life, and it was the episode Frenemies, and at the very end of it, it was the tortoise and the scorpion, and it was frenemy is like a friend but enemy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, sorry, I'm using jargon, slang and jargon. And so at the very end of it, they talk about how the scorpion convinced the tortoise to take it across the river, and the scorpion stung the tortoise, and they both died. And at the very end of it, and in fact, I'll pull up the quote because I have it. I actually just sent it to somebody the other day. Not about infidelity, but I think it applies to all kind of conflicts. And it does have let's see, where are you? That it applies here. At the very end, all right. To what can we learn from their watery ends? Is there a lesson on how to be friends? I think what it means is that central to living a life that is good is a life that is forgiving. We are creatures of contact, regardless of whether we kiss or wound, still we come together. Though it may spell destruction, we still ask for more, since it beats staying dry, but so lonely on the shore. So we make ourselves open while knowing full well it's essentially saying, please come pierce my shell. So it's like about connection and how to get meaningful connection. And some people try to fill this loneliness within themselves by finding connection, whether it's in novelty or other stuff. And so what is it that, am I making sense?
100%.
Yeah, and so I feel like that is not just, it's about our relationships and how we're trying to tango through them all. And it's really about forgiveness.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you very much. More donations. Very good, wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, that's one. Very good. Yeah.
Actually, I think one has to analyze themselves to see what happened in the relationship that led the other person to seek comfort or another person outside of the relationship. So it's to analyze what happened, and because they say everything that we do determines our destiny, and maybe I did something or forgot something in the relationship that was there and was missing, and the other person had to look outside. So it's looking at myself, forgiving myself, and also forgiving the other person.
Very wonderful.
something to say. I think that when two people enter a relationship, that they attract each other for a shared karma. And then when that karma is done, or they've either renounced it, or they've moved on, or they've somehow crossed it, it affects the relationship. And so what what I think about this is that as a person who enters a relationship, there is a contract, unspoken, of what you negotiate it. And then if fidelity is one of those things that you have said, yes, this is a value that I want to hold in this relationship, then in terms of what you do with it is you have to let the other person be who they are, and you are who you are. And it can be a hurtful experience. It can be, but regardless of what it is, I think it's important to examine and look at and take on what's your responsibility. But you can't control anybody. You can't change anything. It's information. And I think the value is, what is it that I need to learn here so that I don't repeat this? Because this is a person who isn't perhaps trustworthy if they break a bond before they dissolve the contract. Does that make sense?
Very good.
I mean, because if you've picked or attract this person and they have fidelity issues, it is something that you have to resolve. However, I don't think there's any responsibility. If I've been true to myself and I've honored my contract with this person, it is that person's karma to deal with in terms of the broken trust. It is my part to just be me, show up as best I can, and honor that person. And then when it shows, everything becomes self-evident in a relationship, whether it's romantic or otherwise, that you just watch and you let that person be. And it's really not a hurtful thing to say, I need to let this go, or you can let it go and honor the person and be kind and thank them for what they've given you, even if it was painful, and then move on and say, they have to do their work. And if I've renounced whatever pattern that caused that that seed to attract this person, if I've just got to take care of my part of the dance. Does that make sense? I have no clue what I just said.
I have benefited tremendously from the 8 verses of transformative thought, and 2 come to mind in this situation. And whenever I'm in a pickle for one reason or another, one of them fits. And the one that I'm thinking of is when I have benefited others, and I have done them good, and they in turn do me terrible harm. I shall see them as my holy guru. That there is something in that dynamic that is karma has presented for me to learn. And then the other one is undefiled by the stains of the superstitions of the 8 worldly concerns. May I see all phenomenon as illusionary, that none of this is personal. And then when you can step back from it and learn how to embrace with compassion, and as folks have said, compassion, you have the strength and the wisdom to continue in positive ways in your life.
Mm-hmm.
What was the question again? What? This is awesome.
How can Buddhism help couples survive infidelity? Infidelity. How can Buddhism help couples survive infidelity?
Survive infidelity. I just checked on the internet, so it may or may not be true, but the American Marriage Association said 15% of American women and 25% of American men will have an extramarital affair. And the thing that happens is a trust is broken. You have an agreement, the contract I've heard people talking about, and it's broken, and then everything is broken from that point. I can't trust this person. Will they do what they said? What happens when I really need them? Will they take care of me when I'm sick and old? Will they stay with me forever? And all this fear arises. My experience with infidelity is if everything comes on the table, everything gets honest from that point, there is some chance of that union to continue. But without it, it's the same husk of a relationship. It's the same lie that always has been. And if you build with lies, it'll fall. And so I think the question was, how does Buddhism help? I don't know that much about Buddhism, but I know there's a lot of talk about compassion. And if I can walk a mile in my partner's shoes and go, oh, I can see how this happened, the fear, oh, I need something outside of me to fix me. And then they go get it, and it doesn't fix them. Where am I with my commitment then? And it's not all, I don't think it's an easy answer. But if compassion is my guide, then I know what to do. Not that I do it all the time. But.
Here's one more.
Hi. I don't really think Buddhism can help you do anything. I think it's just a set of philosophies that you can draw on to help you. Buddhism in of itself cannot help you. But what you can do is what I do is I'm very happily married. I took refuge and I took a lay vow not to screw around, so I don't. And I take it every day to keep it front and center because I love my wife. And I'm not just saying that to score points. Buddhism is an internal thing. And so it can't help you overnight. It's not like take a magic Buddhism pill. It takes time to understand what your actions can do, and it's a discipline. So yeah, take refuge and take the lay vow about I won't have sexual misconduct. And if you live and breathe this stuff, more than likely you're going to be okay.
I feel Buddhism really help on this issue. I feel from Buddhism, I learned that nothing is permanent. So, you don't expect marriage just fidelity forever. There's things happen because certain costs or conditions, which is karma. If the marriage doesn't work out, and you just let it go. That's part of karma. That's my thought.
I think that's the perfect question for the monk. Perfect question for the monks. First, I deeply sympathize. If you are going through this, I deeply sympathize, and of course, I'll pray for the best outcome. So this is, as many people said, there's no easy answer. As a human being, not as a Buddhist, as a human being. As a human, there's something you have feelings, you have you think, you get hurt, you get happy. Why? There are certain happiness, pleasure that we get through our five senses, looking at something, smelling something, tasting something, touching something. So these are all temporary, because heavily rely on external object. Long as external objects around, then even the external objects around, there's no 100% guarantee You may get or you may not get. So then there's called six mental consciousness. Nothing to do with the five senses. It's called six senses, the six mental consciousness. May not necessarily depend on external object, but do generate some kind of joy and happiness within your mind stream just by thinking. And each and every one of us capable of that. This is a very complicated question, very complicated one. So now, as a human, what now? You are already facing these issues. What do you do? What do you do? That's the first question that needs to be asked. What do you do as a human? What is the best for you if you're not able to think about others? Of course, everybody's thinking about themselves, you know. Am I right? Everybody attached to themselves, including Geshe Gelek here, who's talking about who's talking about attachment. You know, Tangbung Ngashe Dalashin, right from the beginning, we become attached ourselves. That's, everybody does the same thing. Animal, insect, bugs, flies. Then from there, so then it goes on and on, list goes on and on. So now, what do you do? What do you do in that situations? What is the best thing to do? Yeah, it's a very painful experience that you are facing. That's why I sympathize with you. So any circumstance, disturbing thought is not good. Do you agree with me? Disturbing thought, negative thought. The minute negative thought rise, your peace of mind is gone. You could be consider yourself a Buddhist, believer, non-believer, atheist, doesn't matter. Your peace of mind is equally gone. You could be monk. Minute you think of something negative, your peace of mind is gone. This cloth doesn't protect negative mind. If this cloth protects negative mind, I can order a bunch of them, happily distributed to Sunday each one, happily distributed. I'll be happy. So now you're protected from the no. This cloth reminds you, that's all. This cloth doesn't protect you from negative mindset. It reminds you the purpose of wearing this cloth. As he said, self-disciplines. So now a few people said about karma, which is very, very complicated subject. Sometimes people don't understand that clearly and they misuse. That was not good. So now any circumstance, any disturbing thought that rise is not good for you. So that, based on that, then what I should do now, what I should do. Some people mention impermanent. Yeah. What we call, in Buddhism, is called samsara. Everybody has issues, everybody, whether you admit or not admit, unless you are liberated, unless you achieve moksha. In Buddhism, that's the main goal, is moksha, everlasting freedom from all these complications. Liberation, in English called it, in Tibetan called Dharma. That's the main goal. It's not like some kind of heaven. No, that's not the goal. Goal is ultimate freedom from all these complications that you face, whether you get married, live by your life, single life, whether you're professor, resident teacher of Kadampa Center, president of this country. Everybody has problems, everybody has issues. So there's nothing perfect. There's nothing perfect. Sorry to say, there's nothing perfect. If I say, oh, it's perfect, that's lie. That's not perfect. Perfection in Buddhism is like beyond samsara, what's called moksha or liberations. How you get there? Thinking, through thinking. What is that called? That's called meditations. You think when you face certain issues, then you, before you react, you think based on impermanent, you think based on karma. Karma is there, teaching about karma is there to help you, not to punish you. If it's not, if it's like hurting you, it's not benefiting. Then why you think about karma? It's not benefit. There's no benefit. So just learning about what is the samsara, there's nothing, nobody's perfect. Nobody. Long as you are not liberated, everybody has issues, then we need to admit that. So just knowing that, it will automatically reduce unrealistic expectations that we have. Enjoy, but have very clear awareness right from the beginning. Everything could change. Everything could change. You know, today's best friend. One of the masters said, why one should not think, oh, this should be forever. Sorry to say, that's mistaken thinking. You know, tu taring yiju chobuyang. Tu taring, tu means today. Today, yiju chobu means best friend. Best friend. Almost you can give your heart to that person. Tu taring yiju chobuyang. Sigleni chila namdokis means few unguarded words. You said, your friend said, or you said. Drotanes, then you super exaggerated. Tomorrow, that very best friend becomes the worst enemy. There's nothing to do with Buddhism. It's nothing to do with religion. It happens. Whether you believe in Buddhism, it happens. What that indicates nothing is definite. Definite? How is it? Nothing is, huh? No, nothing is permanent, everything changes. So that knowledge needs to be there right from the beginning. It doesn't mean, oh, don't get married, don't make friends. No. Of course, why not? You can make friends. You can do whatever you want to do. It's your life. But right from the beginning, this awareness is very critical. Enjoy, at the same time, fully aware. Change any minute. When it change, make sure don't become shocked. That's the nature. People change, mind change, interest change. How to call fashion change. When I was in monastery during the hippie times, so we do get some hippies from the different parts of the world, from New Zealand, from all over the world, from San Francisco, long hair and beard. Guitar, so kind of smile at the same time smells. Very peaceful people. You just go with still and then you get little talk English, but they're kind of like very relaxed. So I'm not sure what kind of things makes them so relaxed. Anyway, so. I'm not sure why I'm talking about hippies. Oh, yeah, exactly. So that time the pen they wear is like the mouth, what do you call? The leg. Yeah, leg, very big.
Bell bottom.
In that time, everybody's kind of like very excited or very have strong desire to get one. So now you offer one, nobody wants. Nobody wants. What happened? Change. People interest change. That shows change. Something becomes so famous, so like people try to get one. Now nobody wants. Change. So that awareness needs to be there. Any circumstance needs to be there. Change. This life could end any moment. We have no clue. we may think, oh, I'm going to live here forever. That probably thought is not 100% correct. It's your choice what you do. So, what I'm trying to say, my friends here, is like any circumstance, disturbing thought, minute they rise, your peace of mind is finished. It's gone. So now, based on that reality, now need to calculate very precisely how much is worth to sacrifice for something, my peace of mind. Maybe it's not. So thinking something positive does not mean that you are rewarding the person's actions. It's just helping yourself because you are desperate to get some help. So you need to think that how you can help yourself. Make sure that your mind is clear, clean, and like fresh, that you can think something positive. So that's not my advice. This advice has been given by many masters. Now, question is how seriously we practice. If somebody criticizing you, what kind of mindset that protects you to lose your cool? Lose your cool? You're cool? You're cool. What kind of mindset protects your cool? If you bust, it's finished, it's over. No? So what kind of mindset? Is that easy? No easy. Sorry. If I say, oh, it's a piece of cake, that's lie. That's lie. It's not piece of cake. It's not easy. So as a human, what do you do? As a human, what do you do? Maybe just thinking about change, impermanent, could help. Thinking about karma could help. Definitely. So now, if somebody criticizes, that's just an example. If somebody criticizes, so you are helping somebody so much, you are helping them long period of time, having so much, all of a sudden that person turns against you. What do you do? Kala dagi penta is in the 8 verses thought transformations. I myself say all the time, from the mouth. I'm not saying I practice all the time. I say from my mouth all the time. Do I practice? Oh, maybe sometime. Once a blue moon. Why? It's difficult. The further it goes down, it becomes more and more difficult. If I put all this method into practice, will I be protected? 100%. You'll be protected 100%. How many times you put into practice? Once the blue moon. Kala dagi penta rewachawa gashikings. Maybe stanza number 6, I think about 6 or 5. Kala dagi penta rewachawa gash happens in my life, probably happen in your life too. Shindu miri nechinas. You have no idea, you have no clue why that person turns against you. You have no clue. But that person turns against you. Then as she said, what kind of mind I should generate, or I should see that person as the best teacher? Now the question is this possible? It is possible. It's possible. Why is it possible? Because it's possible because right after you find out, you even don't want to hear that person's name. Just forget about seeing that person's. Times goes by, you're thinking you've been thinking, because the pain here, because just pain that caused by that friends, and you are holding so tightly on that, other person may notice. Other person may not notice that you are doing that. And who's hurting? You are hurting quite badly. then you are thinking. As I said, I think all the time, especially when I come to some difficulties, I think. So that's meditation. When you think, then you are meditating. It's not just like sitting like chicken, you know. And that is not meditating. That's how you sit when you meditate. It does. If you are not thinking, it's just like not different than the same thing. All the frogs is sitting like this too. He's been sitting here like since I got him. Is it meditating? Hard to say. You know, like that. You are thinking every day. You are thinking how I can help myself thinking. How I should view that person. Slowly over time, kind of their tightness kind of losing up slowly. So not right away, it's losing up. More is losing up, more you feel better. There's no tension now, there's no tightness. Tightness is not there. It's like loosening up a little bit at a time. Then slowly, so you end up praying for that person. That's possible. That's very possible. Then maybe eventually you don't mind to see that person again. Doesn't mean if that person asks you another favor, doesn't mean you give them very happily. You may say, oh, it's over now, it's finished. Reach to the limit. So now can't go beyond that boundary. But I'm not going to criticize you. I'm not going to view you as evil. And I realize it's not helping my mind. Not because I think whatever you did is like a wonderful thing. That happens. That very person may come back to you, ask more favor. That happens. The beginning, you don't want to hear that person's name. Eventually, you're thinking, maybe thinking based on adverse thought transformations that you say every day. You're thinking, not necessarily every day you say, you're thinking. Sometimes you're thinking what you're saying. It makes completely, 100% makes sense, but practically it's very hard to do. Now the question is, help yourself. Please help yourself. Help yourself. First, help yourself. How? Positive thought, based on change, impermanent, based on causality, karma, based on emptiness, based on compassion, loving kindness, altruistic attitude, bodhicitta, based on knowledge of samsara. Everybody has problem. Everybody, whether you admit or not. Every single person in this room looking for happiness. Doesn't matter, Buddhist, not Buddhist, believer, not believer, atheist. Every single person looking for happiness. You go around, ask every person. Maybe not all are Buddhists. Maybe all are not believers. Maybe some of them are atheists. Ask them what they like, what kind of mind they like, positive mind or negative mind. Ask them. Give them choice, patience or anger, what they choose. It's nothing to do with religion. If that is the case, nobody's looking for problems. Everybody's looking for happiness, even though they themselves cause harm to someone else. But that very person is also looking for happiness. You who's got hurt, you're also looking for happiness. Now, based on that, precisely calculate what can be done, how to keep your peace of mind, how to develop your peace of mind, what kind of thought they require. Don't expect that somebody else is going to do for you. That's very hard. Yeah, so we can pray, we send positive thought, so there might be some positive impact, but initially that you some kind of positive mindset. So now, how to do in these issues? There's so much tension, conflict has been built. Losing trust, You can blame if that person is feeling so bad. You can blame that person. There's reason why that person is feeling bad. I'll tell you one story. First, I'm going to quote something from Shantideva text. You know, Shantideva text has been written in what century? 8th century. This book has been already written in 8th century by Indian master called Shantideva. A monastery, monks, it has probably like 10 chapters, 100 pages and so. Monks, they memorize by heart. They remember by heart. It doesn't mean they know everything what has been said, but that's part of the education system. You memorize. I don't remember which chapter. Which chapter I don't remember. So whenever there's conflict going in my mind, I always rely on those kind of books and try to get some help. How to develop some kind of positive thought. How to develop, and just thinking about what he said. Tube nimo thasiji. Tuba means enlightened beings or Buddha. Buddha sees the problem as a negative mind as a problem, not the person. Not the person. Nimo tangre kansa means person who is poisoned by anger, attachment, jealousy, pride. The Buddha sees anger as a problem, not a person. How many? Did you ever get angry? Ask yourself, did you ever get angry? Or you are ever? If the answer is yes, what you said when you get angry, what you said, what you did. Maybe you did something not nice thing, right? Maybe you may not say something nice when you get angry. That's exactly what's going to happen. If somebody get angry, don't hope there's something beautiful things come out of their mouth. Don't hope for that. That's not good. That's just unrealistic hope. When the person get angry, it's more likely something nasty things going to come out of their mouth. That's the nature. That person could be Buddhist, could be atheist, could be believer, not believer, doesn't matter. Nothing good will come out of their mouth. If something comes out of their mouth, probably more likely it's going to be not good one. Nothing to do with religion. So that person is poisoned by anger. To be nimo thasiji. Buddha, enlightened being, sees that anger is the problem. Your focus is on anger, not on the person. Nimo tangre kansa means not as a person. So, same thing. You don't blame yourself. You blame your negative mindset. There's something you can do. So I will tell you one story if you don't mind. I think Buddha's lifetime, there's one is I think Buddha's cousin called Devadatta called, in Tibetan it's called Liji, Devadatta. So there's one king, he rules the kingdom. The Buddha rules the spiritual part of the, like activities in the communities. And he ruled the mundane part, he ruled kings. Him, Buddha's nephew, and another son of the king, prince, team up, make a plan to destroy it. He's going to finish his father. Devadatta is going to finish Buddha so that he can become the figure of the spiritual part. Then he becomes the figure of the king. They team up. So they planned to kill. He's planning to kill Buddha. He's planning to kill his father. Whatever. Of course, every plan that kind of fell. Every plan they do fell. The son ended up putting his father into prison. And because of his actions, he did not really kill his father, but due to his actions, father died in the prison. And he feels so bad. He feels horrible. He feels very bad. Then his mother encouraged him to go to see the Buddha, talk to Buddha, and he said, no. Why Buddha see such a horrible, evil person that killed his father? No way. Many encouragement. Eventually he went to see the Buddha, When he approached the Buddha, Buddha was probably sitting some in the jungle with some other monks. And Buddha said, "Oh, great king, welcome." And he looked around. He said, "Cannot be me, because I'm the one of the most evil person you can find on this planet." He looked around, nobody there. Then Buddha said again, "Oh, great king, welcome." And he realized Buddha is like, referring to him. He realized, and he broke down. How in the world someone who killed his father, and the Buddha is calling me great king? I'm not great king. So what happens? When the mind is so high, you can think straight. You can think straight. There's so much energy. If the mind is very down, you can't talk about meditations, because mind has to be like in the right state, not too high, not too down. So then that's the perfect time to talk about something. What Buddha said, what we will say, "Oh, you are the one of the worst persons. How dare you kill your father, blah, 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 blah." That's exactly what we're going to say. Don't you think? What Buddha said, oh, literally what Buddha said, Padamani Sechashings. That's I'm quoting from the sutra. If you can read Tibetan, you'll find one of those books. I didn't make it up last night. Padamani Sechashings. The father, mother, they need to be killed. Literally what he said. Buddha doesn't mean that, but what he said. So that's very, very skillful way of approaching people who are going through depression. Probably you could call that depression, because he's feeling very down. Padamani Sechashing. You go to court there, Padamani, father and mother needs to be killed, and someone who destroyed all the entourage. That person becomes one of the purest person. What he felt, what he need, help. That's why he's coming to you. He's looking for help. If you scold, yell, scream, it's not going to help. If you say, "Oh, you are horrible, you are one of the most evil persons, you create heinous crime," is that true? Probably it's true. But truth doesn't help. The truth doesn't help. He's hurting so much, doesn't help. He already knows. He himself admits that he's one of the most evil persons. Hearing that again is not going to help. So he thought, "Oh, the Buddha is telling me what I did is not that bad." He left with the mind a little bit up, down very much, up a little bit. He left and he went. And he's thinking, why Buddha said he's been thinking. Slowly he himself figured it out. Oh, Buddha meant not literal parry. He meant anger, jealousy, attachment. He himself figured it out. That's exactly what Buddha meant. At that moment, if you say that, it's not going to help. So based on that now, what do? You are hurting so much. Now, what's the best thing to do yourself? What's the best thing to do yourself? So that's what I've been saying, any like disturbing thought, not good for monk, not good for Tibetan, not good for American, not good for everybody. Then think something positive. Be kind, be compassionate towards yourself. So then why is good? It's nothing to do religious teach. Of course they teach. Do you have to follow religions? No. You can practice loving kindness. You don't follow religion. You are fully capable. When you do that, why is it important? That's why last time they've been discussing, it is good for you. That's all. It's good for you. When you think something positive, it's good for you. Your mind get calm. It's good for your health, healthy mind. Then your blood circulation will be better. Always angry, it's eating up all your immune system. That's what scientists say. Eating all immune system. So do we need Alzheimer's? No. When you get angry, what happens? you will not see anything positive. Everything turns out something. If you get really, really angry, you see everything's red. There's even the anger, that kind of physically damage that you can't, like see anything good. So, if you can give up, so you may fail here, there. Fundamentally, you possess Buddha natures. Your action can be changed. So that's why initially I thought last night I'm thinking what I should talk about today's class. I'm thinking maybe I'll ask all my friends here, is it possible to clean our conscience? Conscience? What is conscience? Yeah, when the clothes get dirty, so I don't need to ask people what we can do. Everybody do laundries. Everybody knows how to clean. So now here, when you feel bad, is there something we can do? So that's what I've been thinking last night. Maybe hear from my friends here. Can we clean our conscience? Conscience? You understand? Yeah. Is it possible to clean our conscience? Of course, as I said, nobody is perfect. As long as you are not liberated, everybody makes mistakes. Needs to be aware. Everybody makes mistakes. You make mistakes, your friend makes mistakes. Then not just that, everything changes. People change, their interest change, their mind change. There's very little you can do. Another idea of fix. Is it to say? Is it to say fix? Yeah, of course. It's a wonderful thing to do, fix. Can you fix everything? The question is, can you fix everything? That includes everything. Maybe not. Maybe things are happening based on reason. Then in Buddhism it's called karma. Two different consciousness. You have very little clue. You may think, oh, I know that person head to toe. Maybe mistake. That consciousness is not your consciousness, it's separate consciousness. It's functioning solely based on karma, actions. Do you have any clue? You can guess. Do you have any clue? First of all, do you have any clue the karma in your karma? Do you have any clue? It's complicated. So things are happening based on reason. Therefore, this mentality to fix everything. Of course, it will be wonderful things if you can fix everything. There will be nice things to do. Practically, is that possible? Not just individual, universe, or your life, world. So many things happening. People have desire to fix. Why they cannot fix? There may be some reason. So, yeah, so we as your friend, we pray. Whoever asking this question, we sympathize with you. So now, that's all I can say. There's really nothing much to say. So, now the question is how you should help yourself, how you should help. What's the best way to help yourself? You need to protect yourself. You need to protect your peace of mind. How you do that? Or maybe reciting mantra, reciting sutra, doing some kind of spiritual practice. Does it help? Absolutely help. It helps. Does that mean that's the only way? No, that's not the only way. What is the only way? Positive thought. That's the only way. Whether you can do that, reciting mantra, reciting prayer, reading a book, or doing circumambulation around the stupas, whatever ways you can help yourself to develop positive mindset, that will guarantee, that will protect you. Otherwise, oh, it's not fair. Yeah, it's not fair. The question is, what do you do? Why is this unfair? Unfair? Why is this unfair happening? Why is it happening? What is the answer? So so that's why please you read about. I'm not asking you to believe in anything. I'm just simply asking you to read and think and think and think and figure it out. That's all we need to do. We have this marvelous brain. You can think, you can learn, you can read and think. So maybe something will change. Not overnight. Event is so heavy. Eventually, as I said, in the first, you don't want to hear that person's name. Slowly. You don't mind to hear that person's name. Slowly, you don't mind to think something positive. That's why people are wondering why somebody able to hug someone who killed your brother. How you explain that? Physically, same thing. You have two eyes, that person has two eyes. Physically is not different. Not that all of a sudden you have 4 eyes, then 5 arms, that's why you're able to know. Physically, same thing. Something's happening inside the mind. For better for everybody down the road, thinking far down the road. Some people do that. Is that person Buddhist? Of course not. See, you don't have to become Buddhist, you don't have to become a religious believer, but this religion thing does help, motivates, encourage you to take certain actions. That's like normal people thinking, how in the world somebody can do that? So, somebody out there have desire or no very strong wish or compassion, so it's almost like fire burning inside their mind. That person willing to live in the fire pit, not just 1 minute, eons and eons. Your compassion doesn't get deteriorated, it kind of boosts. Then your energy is kind of like fire up. Then you think, okay, need to reach without second or delay to reach enlightenment to benefit all of them. How in the world that somebody can think like that, or somebody can write like that? So there's some more problem here. That when you think like that, some more problem, or somebody like make some noise, or maybe broke one of your frogs. Yeah, it's not that you don't celebrate somebody broke your frog. It's kind of, you lost something, but you don't need to get drowned with that. Things is already gone. So things like that, so like, and that helps, like, it all boils down on thinking. You could call meditations. That's meditation. Thinking, you don't have to sit down like this all day long. You're walking, cleaning, thinking. And slowly it will change. Over time it will change. So it's good for you. That's always good for you. So then other than that, I'm not sure what else I should say. Probably nothing to, I just done. It's done. So as again, I sympathize with you. I pray. I light many candles, 24 hours on my altar. I've been thinking, all the people who come to the center the last 20 years, I've been thinking about you. Every single morning when I sit at my altar, I light this many candles on my altar, 24 hours. One of them I dedicated for all the people who come to the Kadampa, so I dedicate for your well-being. So did that last 20 years, continues going to do as long as my breath lasts. So then other than you need to maybe read something, whatever ways. I'm not asking you to read Buddhist texts. Whatever ways you can help yourself to think something positive. That's the best way to protect it. Guarantees it protects you. 100% guarantee it protects you from losing your peace of mind. So then, based on that, whatever ways, maybe taking long walk in the wood, maybe help. Thinking, basically thinking, that there's something hurting so deeply, needs to change thinking. Long time ago, one of my friends got depressed. He go through this every 10 years through this cycle of depressions. Once he go through that, so I helped that person, and I actually lived that person with me 1 month. I cannot teach anything. I cannot teach anything because he's deep. He's like very depressed. I can't teach anything. So what I did, I took him walk every single day, few hours, 2-3 hours, in the wood. That's the most time that I ever walk. No talking. Walk. Once a while he asks, are you sure you know where we are going? Once a while he asks, make sure that we don't get lost. Then I say yes, then we go. This much good, he only see this is white, all rest is black, no matter what. All the house in the room, all the window cover is down all day long. I feel very bad. There's very little I can do. There's what I can. First of all, I don't have any experience of depressions. I don't understand what is going through. I ask people, some of them you're here, I ask people from center who have experience of depression. I beg them to come to help him. So when they come, talk to him, he kind of glows. Maybe really finally somebody's understanding what's going through. He kind of glows that day. And people comes from the center, help. One day we went, sit in from the lake. It's like around 6 o'clock, maybe 6:30. All of a sudden he saw the sunset. What he said, Geshe-la, I feel very good. Look at the sunset. That's what I'm saying. You can't really tell. You cannot really tell where the helps come. You can't really tell. Sunset doesn't talk. It's not like sunset is telling you something to do. It's just simply watching something, you get this. It's not because I did something. I didn't do anything. That his mind sees something positive, that he feels good. So that helps him. Not because of me, I didn't do anything. I just took him a walk. Because I become desperate. Out of desperation, that's what I did, take him in the wood. There's nothing I can do. Oh, of course I say pray all the time. But something has to come within. So that day, that night, that evening, he says, I feel very good. I was so happy to hear that he felt good. Reason, seeing sunset, that's all. How you explain? There are no explanations. Is that karma? Or one angle you could say yes, that's karma. So now question goes on, what kind of karma? Then it gets more complicated. Yeah, so hard to say. So anyway, so we all pray for you, so then sympathize with you, so then please you yourself try all best, whatever ways you can think something positive, something positive. Can be tiny, like that sunset, short period of time. So that can be increased slow over time. So then you learn how to protect. So then deal the issue in later, so later with the more clear mind, positive mind. So then, probably. So that's my first thinking last night. Today I'm going to talk, so now this question took all now time is over. I'm thinking I should discuss with my friend who comes to the center in Sunday class, is this possible to clean our conscience? Yeah. You feel bad? Nobody's perfect. Everybody feels something to feel bad about. How we can clean? Is Geshe-la asking because Geshe-la don't know how to clean? No, because I already know what the purification practice. I'm just wondering, is it possible? So just want to hear from you. But now maybe next Sunday. Today time's over. Next Sunday. So here in the end, if you don't mind, I have one announcement. If you don't mind, it takes only 1-2 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. One of my friends, now he lives in Canada. He's such a wonderful man. Working very hard, to do something for the betterment of children, happiness of the children. And he finally took probably took many years. Finally, I think last week he's giving some kind of like speech at the Mahatma Gandhi 125 years of birthday in Canada, one of the center. So he wrote something, I'm not sure what's called like declaration or some kind of document that helps children to basically is dedicated for happiness for children. So, and I was just wondering if you don't mind to, if you this is all maybe some kind of feedback. So what I think I already watched a little bit, so it's on the YouTube. So maybe if you can watch, so then see what you think. Whatever he writes is for dedicated for. I don't get even 1 penny for doing this. And I just, of course, need to support. If somebody's doing good work, everybody needs to support. Doesn't matter. He's not Tibetan. He's not here, so it doesn't matter whoever do. But he's my friend. So good work. If you don't mind to watch that and see what you think, maybe we can use that when we have discussion group or maybe children's program here. So that's all. Okay, thank you very much for coming. So again, I sympathize with you, deeply sympathize with you. So I pray, that's all I can do, I pray. So then you try all your best to think something positive, okay? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let's recite the praises to the 21 Taras on page 191 in the prayer book. And if you have the white binder, they're on the green colored sheets. And this is as requested by Lama Zopa Rinpoche to remove obstacles to the light of the path retreat. From your sublime abode at the Potala, O Tara born from the green letter Tam, the crown adorned with Amitabha, action mother of the Buddhas of the 3 Tams. Tara, please come with your attendants. The gods and demigods bow to your lotus feet, O Tara. You who rescue all who are destitute, to you, Mother Tara, I pay homage. Oh, my prostrate to the noble transcendent liberator. Homage, Tara, swift to roll it. I cite my instantaneous, from promoting statements of the Lord of your rooster bone lotus. Homage, she whose face combines a hundred almost blazing with vibrate resplendent as 1,000-star collection. Homage, golden blue and lotus, water-born in hand adorned, giving effort from austerities, patience, meditation, hers here. Homage, crown of Tathagata's, actions triumph without limit, relied on by conquerors' children, having reached every perfection. Homage, filling with tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with their feet the 7 worlds, able to draw forth our beings. Homage, worshipped by the all-Lord, Shaka Ani Bamamaru, honored by the host of spirits, corpses Gandhavas Yaksh. Homage with their dread destroying plasmatic diagrams, her feet pressing left out right, blazing in a raging fire blaze. Homage to the very dreadful destroyer of marvelous champions. She was founding lotus visage, who was slayer of all enemies. Homage at the heart her fingers, ordain her retreat from Mudra. Like masses all excited, all directions fields adorn her. Homage she so joyous radiant, crown emitting garlands of light. Therefore laughing with tutare, subjugating Mars Devas. Homage she able to summon all earth guardians assembly, shaking, frowning with her home sign, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorned with crescent, moon most shining. Amitabha in her hair now, sending out much light eternal. Homage she with the blaze like beyond ending fire abiding. Bright flippant joys around you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage she who strikes the ground with her palm with her foot beats, scowling with the letter the 7 levels she does come. Homage happy, virtuous, peaceful, she whose will is peace nirvana. She endowed with dome and soul, destroyer of the great evil. Amish she was still surrounded, tearing both bodies asunder. Priests home in knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Amish today with seed letter of the shape of syllable room. By foot sampling 63 rows, Meru Mandara and Vindhya. Amish holding in her hand the hammer of devil-like form, with white spoken Tara and Pei, totally dispelling poison. Amish she whom gods and their kings and the Kinnaras do honor. Armored in our joyful splendor, she dispels bad dreams and conflicts. Amish she whose two eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon, with white Sarah and Tutare, she dispels severe contagion. Amish full of liberating power by the set of three natures, Drasusus, spirits, yakshas, and race corpus supreme today. These praises with the good mantras and prostrations of star 21. Now turn to page 190 for the prayer of the benefits. Whoever is endowed with devotion for the goddess and recites this with supreme faith, remembering at dawn upon waking and in the evenings, will be granted all fearlessness, perfectly pacify all negativities, and will eliminate all unfortunate migrations. The multitudes of conquerors will quickly grant initiation. Thus endowed with this greatness, one will eventually reach the state of a Buddha. If affected by the most terrible poison, whether ingested, drunk, or from a living being, just by remembering will one be thoroughly cleansed. If this prayer is recited 2, 3, or 7 times, will pacify all the sufferings of torments caused by spirits, fevers, and poisons, and by other beings as well. If you wish for a child, you will get a child. If you wish for wealth, you will receive wealth. All your wishes will be fulfilled, and all obstacles pacified. Now turn to page 246, 247. We'll read the dedication prayer from Master Shanti Deva's book, Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain a notion of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases are around the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. I'll turn to page 244 and 245 for the long light prayers. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. The one who mastered his speech at a very young age, the one with great patience who's received the name Avatara, the one with great precision who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa on bliss and void, Lama, ornament of the yellow hat tradition, please remain until samsara ends. You uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjunath's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplished magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please live long. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Om Tare Tu Re Soha.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Have a wonderful weekend. So, Thomas, you may say the name for the person now.
The name of the person is Armand Valacuenta. That's all the information we have. I'll see if I can get something, and we'll have it available on maybe on the communication wall for people to look up.
I'm Elise from Outreach, and we have 3 amazing opportunities coming up for you in the next month. The first is Geshe Sangpo will be creating a green Torah Sand mandala over 3 days at Elon University. That'll be October 23rd, 24th, 25th. That's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's a poster here by the back door. You can get more information by emailing Outreach or just go to the Elon University website. Next, on Saturday, November the 2nd, Adopt a Stream, Be Part of the Solution, helped to improve the environment of all sentient beings. It's dirty, messy work, but lots of fun. And there's information by the back door and on our website. And last but not least, on the next day, Sunday, November the 3rd, there's an interfaith prayer service, and the theme is Shine Your Light. And it's going to be at the Trinity Lutheran Church on the corner of Clark Avenue and Brooks Avenue in Raleigh. It's a wonderful opportunity to meet people of other faiths and cultures and to find how much we are very much alike and appreciate our differences. Thank you.
And real quick, did you know that there's a Tara retreat coming up right here at Kadampa Center? It's on the weekend of Saturday and Sunday, October 19th and 20th. And did you also know that you can sponsor that retreat, whether you come or not? Why would you want to do that? Well, if we retreat locally, we transform globally. So what we do right here makes a huge difference everywhere. And then again, so if you attend the retreat or not, you are supporting the teachings and the practice benefits not just the center, but those who attend. It also greatly benefits the donor. You can create the causes to meet the teachings again in future lives, deepens the connection with the teacher and the retreat deity. Feel free to ask Donna over here or Jill right back there if you want to know more or have questions about the financial sponsorship of the Tara retreat that's coming up. Thanks.
So now my announcement's going to be shorter because I was also going to mention the Tara retreat. But it will be that weekend. Geshe-la will be here leading it. As we did last time, this means we won't have Sunday teachings on that Sunday, but we certainly will still have the children's program. And, the children can start in here, and we'll have preliminary prayers with them. And, it's an opportunity. We're going to invite all the Taras out into the center of the Kadampa with a beautiful altar here so we can circumambulate. And it's really a wonderful opportunity. We do ask you to register. If you're not able to come for both days, you can just come for either Saturday or Sunday. We're going to serve lunch. It's going to be really wonderful, so do plan to come. Also, another really exciting thing coming up a little bit later is the first 2 weeks of November when Geshe-la is away, we're going to have a visiting teacher, Venerable George Chernoff will come again. He's been here twice that I'm aware of, and he's really quite an interesting and exciting teacher. To give you a sense of his intellectual acumen, he has a degree in physics from MIT, but he decided rather than using that in a secular way, he turned it to spirituality. He really has a good mastery of the Dharma. He's done some Tibetan translations, so he's very interesting to hear from. He will be doing a weekend workshop. If you don't want to go out and get dirty adopting a stream, you can come in here. There'll be a workshop that first weekend, November, Saturday and Sunday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, on the Jataka tales. These are stories about the Buddha's lives before he became the Buddha. And they're really wonderful stories, and Venerable George will be talking about how we can apply the lessons in those stories to our own lives. He'll also be doing another workshop at the end of his visit, the weekend of November 15th through 17th, on Sutra Mahamudra, which is a method of meditating on emptiness. And he'll be teaching the DB classes during his visit here, and he'll be leading something on Wednesday nights as well for those who come to the Lam Rim classes on Wednesday. So should be a wonderful opportunity. And I'm going to just piggyback on Linda and say this is also something that you can sponsor. And that's all up there on the calendar. There are links from every page about Venerable George to how you can sponsor. Thank you. And last but not least at all, if you're here, if you're something of a newcomer to Kadampa Center and you're wondering what the heck about everything, then Jill will be available here in the back of the Gampa right after the teachings to give you a little quick newcomer Q&A. Thank you.
Can you hear? Oh, yeah. So I just want to say a few things that Linda Shah is asking about, sponsoring the puja. So first of all, some of you may think, oh, this center belongs to me. No, it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to all of us. So this is not on my name. So I only come here, blah, blah, blah. That's all my job. Other than that, how much money come in, how much money go, I have no access. I don't want to get involved right from the beginning. Very last night that I came in the first 20 years ago, I said I'm not going to get involved in the money part. So that's voluntarily did that. So till now, I have no, but I just want to share you something. Whenever I walk into this center, this one of my American lady friends, she donated this whole floor, very floor we sit on. Each time I walk in, I think about her. She's gone. Now, almost 4 years ago, she's gone. She probably came here 2 times, 3 times, I'm not sure. But she donated. So that's how, now you see, that's how helping is contributing, your support contributing because of her. Now, the floor. And I pray for her every day. When I walk in, when I see, it kind of brings her image in my mind. I see her, so. And this whole building, because of your contributions, nothing to do with me, because of your contributions, now people come here, can sit comfortably. All center, either you're in or out. When you're out, you are completely out. So now here we have more space. I'm not asking you to give money, but I'm just sharing you. That's how your support helps, So she said her mother give her life. Dharma means teachings, give her eye to see. That's why she donated this whole floor. And her brother, I think, flew down all the way from Philadelphia somewhere, and he's the one who put it all there. He put it there, and probably she pays for him, walk, then all the materials. So, and each time I come, I pray, and I think about her. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Also, my cat said thank you very much for coming.